as a man, your humanity means very little to society. Let me explain, because I was pondering this, and unfortunately, we live in a society now. We've successfully been tricked as a society that men ain't shit. So with society already having men as the bad guys or the villains of the story, that means your heart breaks, your tears, your worries, your pain is ignored. Just like once you figure out in a movie who the villain is or why the villain does certain stuff, you automatically create this narrative in your head that the villain is the villain, and he should never win, and he should always get what's coming to him. All the bad things in the world should happen to him. That's what's happening to men in the real society today. Nobody cares about the humanity of a man. A woman launches a false accusation or allegation. You lose your job just because of the reputation. Your company doesn't want that bad press. You know, certain sponsorships drop you because they don't want that bad press. Even if it turns out to be a false premise, your career still takes a hit. But she continues to live on and exist in the world as if she did nothing wrong. A woman cheats on a man in a relationship, forces him or lies to him about a child that's his, but it turns out that it's not his. Society bats their eye, and they tell you as the man to just walk it off, essentially. You'll get over it. You'll be all right. All women ain't like that. Just simply ignoring your pain and gaslighting you, essentially. As if you're not human yourself. See, women actually get treated as human beings. When she falls on the ground and clutches her knee in pain, everybody runs over, the women and the guys run over. Oh my God, what happened? You do that, the people keep walking. In today's society, because unfortunately, the men don't stick together. They're afraid of the cancel culture. They're afraid of the alienation. They're afraid they won't get any coochie points from women if they take that stance. So when you're fighting out in the world and you fuck up or make mistakes, you gotta have in today's society, as a man, you gotta have a strong mental mind. Because if you're looking for help from other men or other women, you're never going to get it, essentially. Because this wouldn't be so bad if men could stick together. But men don't stick together, which makes the aloneness feel that much worse. It's gotten to the point now where, depending on who the male is, a guy can be in a relationship and secretly suffering in silence, trying to seek answers from any and everybody. First, he goes to his other relationship his other friends in his circle that are in relationships, because whenever you get into a relationship, you ultimately get friends and other things and acquaintances that are all in relationships too. You know, like is alike. It makes sense. You don't see married people with around a bunch of single people. That just doesn't happen. But you get around these circles and you might have a problem you're encountering in your marriage and your relationship, and you go to those guys about it, and they'll give you generalized everyday stuff that people say on the internet, stuff that really doesn't help you. You're like, hey man, like she's doing something. Am I wrong for doing that? Am I feeling insecure? And she'll be like, you know what, man, just talk to her and I'm sure y'all will figure it out. She's a good woman, man. And you know, I think you're overthinking it. Like they'll give you some bullshit like that as if your actual worry and about the situation is not a big deal, when in your intuition is flaring. Something is wrong, right? And then you listen to their advice because you want to be a good friend, and you talk to your woman, and then she tries to gaslight you just as much as your friend just tried to gaslight you, because she doesn't want you to catch on to what she's actually doing, because she actually gets a benefit out of manipulating you, having the power over you, because once you figure out the game, now she can't, it doesn't work. So you see how you can feel alone in a relationship very quickly. And I hate to say this, but it's the truth. As a man and you're the leader, there is no help. Now, granted, there's no help because you are the help. You're the leader. Now, granted, all you guys are not going to be alphas or sigmas. Be the president, be the leadership of a company. But you all will be leaders in the household. I mean, depending on if you marry a liberal woman or not. Because if you marry a liberal woman, she's going to be all up in your ass about, I can make my own decisions and all this stupid shit. Like the most stupidest shit ever. But you're going to be a leader, at least in your family. And guess what? As a leader, see, this is the harsh truth about leadership nobody talks about. Everybody wants to be the leader because the leader gets the most praise. The leader gets the women. The leader gets, you know, the status. But the leader is also very alone too. See, as a leader, your humanity vanishes. You see why people erect statues of former presidents and other kings and stuff like that. They worship them people like a god. Essentially, that's what that is. So when you're the leader, your job isn't to be emotional. Your job is to care about the emotionality and the morale of everybody else. And once you figure that out, you begin to see how humans truly are. I mean, ask your coworker how her day is and all that. Ask your friend how he's doing and all that. And ask your woman or your kids. Very few times will they ask you that question back. You ask your woman how her day is at work, and she'll tell you about Tammy and what she did today and how we almost lost a business deal, and she'll go on this 30-minute tirade. And she won't ask you how your day was. Or she'll ask you, and then in the middle of you talking, she'll be like, oh, well, you know, I gotta go do this bill. Get talking to you. Your humanity vanishes, bruh, as a man. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucked up? This is why on YouTube, I vent these videos for you guys, because I know I'm not the only one that thinks this and feels this stuff. I know you guys are going through this stuff in your everyday lives as well. And this is my way of venting personally and letting you guys know that your voices are being heard, because as a man, it can be very alone, lonely, and trying. Like, the battles that you're going to have to fight mentally, physically, to get to the top of the mountain or just get to where you need to go, it's not going to be easy. And at this point in society and Western culture, man, it just kind of is what it is. It wasn't always like this, but this is what the world is now. It's what it's turned into. Humans are very impressionable, and unfortunately, humans are herd animals, easily confused and led to slaughter. But it is what it is, man. Find good people, the few that you can find. Cherish them, talk to them on a consistent basis. Ultimately construct a life where you don't need anybody, and that'll give you a sense of peace of mind. Because if you're like me, I'm gonna die at least with peace of mind. If I don't have nothing else, I'm gonna have peace of mind. That's it. I can't guarantee a woman will stick around, because I don't know what the hell is swimming around in your head. I can't guarantee that my kids will love me, because there's lots of guys that do everything for their child and their child still ends up hating them for some reason. So to at least cope with that potentially happening, not saying that you are hoping or looking for that stuff to happen. It's not me hoping for the worst. It's just a possibility that you have to throw in the variable boxes of possibilities of what can happen. So in order to nullify that, at least to where it's bearable or copable, is constructing a life and living a life of peace of mind, where you do things that bring you joy, and be around people and nature and things, hobbies that bring you joy on a consistent basis. Because messing with these people on planet Earth, man, you'll fuck around and go insane, bro. Real shit. Especially with the delusion going on in today's society. So that's my video, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.